Hello, everyone. This is Backyard Musings, broadcasting live from the Double Wide in Apple Valley, California. I'm Steve.
And I'm Scott.
Thanks for joining us today. If you like what you see, click subscribe. Tell your family, friends, and enemies to come on over and view us. Keep the comments coming. We like the comments, good or bad or ugly.
Yeah, exactly. Good or bad.
Yeah. Okay, so a couple days ago, I think it was 3 days ago, we talked about the decision in the civil fraud case against Trump, President Trump, right?
$355 million.
Right. So Judge Nudi, presiding over Donald Trump's civil fraud case, has denied a request to delay enforcement of the payment by 30 days to allow time for an orderly post-judgment process. Now, recall that nothing like this has ever been done in New York, right? And
he's
this
anything
huge
but
award.
And he's anything but an orderly guy. So, does it surprise you that he did that?
No,
I mean,
not at all.
This has all been like for a photo op for him, I think, this whole case. He's a different guy.
You know what we should research is how many of his decisions have been overturned by appeal.
Oh, yeah.
That would be interesting.
Yeah. Or maybe some of you out there that want to do that,
I mean, we had a New York expert on sureties comment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About the bond.
Yeah.
The cost of the bond.
Yeah. If you're in New York and you're an expert, send a comment.
Yeah, let us know. Yeah, we'd love to hear from you.
So Judge Nudi explained to Trump's attorneys that they failed to explain, much less justify, any basis for a stay. What do you think? Send us your comments.
Absolutely, yeah. And send us your comments in between packing your bags if you're in the process of moving out of New York right now. So
right.
just,
Well, let's give them time that they get out and then.
Yeah,
maybe
you can
on the
do
road.
that.
Maybe on the road.
We'll wait for comments later on, and we understand. We understand if you're trying to get out.
So wasn't this kind of smart-assy that the judge said this, failed to explain, much less justify, any basis for a stay?
Yeah, I guess he's definitely not a Trump guy, right?
Right.
Definitely
He's not.
So,
yeah. But this is kind of,
pretty petty.
Putting salt in the wound, you know?
Pretty petty stuff. He could. It's not like the Trump's
give more than three sentence response.
Exactly, but it shows he's kind of a
spit it out
jerk.
Oh, okay, all right.
So that's about as good as I can say.
The New York Adjutant General is prepared to ask Judge Nudi, the presiding judge, to if the time elapses and the money isn't burped up, to seize assets and an additional $100 million in prejudgment interest if Mr. Trump is unable to pay the massive judgment handed down in the civil fraud case. Massive.
If you're out there and you're in business and you think that this is not going to affect you, because we hear that story, right? Oh, don't worry about it. We're only going after Trump. This is not going to affect all the businesses. I would not.
We're going to see.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about
it. We're going to talk about that. But New York is like California.
They're like ready to pounce.
It's just not a very friendly place right now for people who are trying to be in business and run things. Like we talked the other day, Trump employs a lot of people. If he sells off and pulls out, I mean, that's going to cost a lot of people their jobs because not everybody's going to be able to move. It's going to cost vendors.
Like shooting yourself in the foot.
Yeah, vendors are going to lose money because people aren't going to eat lunch anymore.
You don't like them, we get it.
Yeah, exactly. Just, whatever. I mean, it's a sad deal. This definitely does not sound like the United States of America, at least the way it was set up to be. So
when Letitia James came out to talk about it, she almost was using poetry to describe, what happened to Trump, right? It's like Gleeful. Remember we talked about Gleeful?
Again,
Giddy?
Yeah, another
like
photo op type situation, They're using this to further their agenda, and it's a sad deal.
So the amount of the decision goes up every day by $87,500 in interest until he pays, right? Trump's appeal is likely to halt the collection of his penalty while the process plays out, but it's going up $87,000.
Yeah, so how long is it going to take for that to happen? The appeal process to work out. So.
Well, it'll stop at when it gets to the appeal, and they'll say, okay, we'll look at it. If they don't look at it, it'll just keep tolling. What do you think about this? Send us your comments on what you think about this. Talking about businesses fleeing, the Remington Gun Factory, oldest manufacturer in America, gun manufacturer in America, in New York's Mohawk Valley, is ready to shutter its doors and move to Georgia after what 208 years in New York. That's like right after the Revolutionary War.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure why they want to move to Georgia, but I can't blame them for wanting to move. But that's a
They're
big
saying
deal.
it's friendly to the Second Amendment.
Again, that's
State.
going to be, that's going to affect a lot of employees because they're not going to be able to move.
Well, there's second order
vendors
effects too. The vendors, the
people,
businesses, the shops, and
right?
The sandwich shop. Something like that.
I mean, are they going to? Is it going to be close one day and open up the next? Probably not. They're going to probably be down for a while, which is going to mean there's going to take a little bit, maybe a little bit longer time to get a Remington shotgun or a rifle or whatever. So I love that gun company, by the way. I'm vested. Without saying too much, I'm vested in that gun company. So that's my my manufacturer of choice.
Oh, okay.
Just saying.
I've got a Browning. I've got a
nice guns too.
For hunting
nice
elk
guns too.
and moose. So they're shuttering their operations in Ilion, New York. That's 230 miles northwest of New York City, and transfer to Georgia within the next 4 weeks. They want to do it in March. Company leaders say the firearms industry is supported and welcomed in Georgia. Residents are bracing for that manufacturer to move out. I mean, it's not just the people who work there. It's, like I said, it's businesses all around.
Yeah, it's going to be devastating for that community.
Pulling children out, or
sure,
it's going to be difficult.
Yeah,
so
and good for Georgia, for allowing them to come and welcome them. That's really cool.
So a furnace operator and technician named Frank Rusty Brown said that he and generations of his family worked at the facility and noted that he and his wife will be out of jobs. The closure will result in approximately 300 people losing their jobs in a town of 7,600. So what is that? That's 3%, 4%,
5%,
5, yeah.
5%.
How will this affect other businesses, we're asking? Well, what do you think? If you're in that area, Ilion, or the surrounding area, let us know. Send us your comments. Or you could be in Hoboken, New Jersey. Send us your comments. Or Georgia. If you're in Georgia, send us.
Yeah, send us your comments about how you're it's unfortunate for New York, but, it's a gain for Georgia. So,
yeah,
not like Georgia hasn't taken their licks in the last few years either, right? They lost the World Series, right?
Right.
Yeah.
No, the All-Star game.
All-Star game, yeah.
Atlanta. Went to Colorado, so that was that was a big loss to the Atlanta area. Yeah. So Cardone Capital, and if you remember a couple days ago, we talked about how the wife of Mr. Cardone set up the GoFundMe. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for the decision.
Right.
So Cardone Capital, a real estate and fund investor, has promised to leave New York to focus on other markets in Republican-led states, such as Texas and Florida. Mr. Cardone told Steve Ducey from Fox News that political decisions in the blue-led state will deteriorate prices and benefits as Democrat leadership continues to persecute conservatives. Does that sound about right?
Well, we're familiar with that kind of atmosphere, right? Yeah, and we're familiar with that atmosphere here in California.
Yeah. So Shark Tank's Kevin O'Leary cannot understand the Judge Newdy decision. It has, and this I'm quoting him, every investor worried because where's the victim? Who lost the money? This is some arbitrary decision a judge made. And then he goes on to say, this policy, what does it say about the bar in New York? New York bar for attorneys.
For lawyers, right.
Aren't they going to question this judge? What is this? That's what he says. What do you think? Send us your comments. I know I'm saying that a lot, but we want to see your comments.
Please.
We definitely want to see your comments.
Absolutely.
So the New York Post reports that since the end of 2019, nearly 160 Wall Street. This is staggering. When I was doing this research.
This is an amazing number.
160 Wall Street firms have made the decision to move their headquarters out of New York. The 17,000 clients from these firms have taken with them that's trillion in assets under management, according to data compiled by Bloomberg. Crazy.
It is. That's a
lot of
going
money somewhere else.
Exactly. That's a lot of money.
The main reasons are to dodge rampant crime, stiff taxes, and an increasingly exorbitant cost of living. Carl Icahn, he's a famous corporate raider. His Icahn Capital Management, one of the biggest and well known, left its posh headquarters in Manhattan for a 14-story complex in Miami. What do you think? Send us your comments. We want to know.
Yeah.
If you're in Miami, let us know.
Yeah, and again, like we said, this is a domino effect. This is filtering down to a lot of people that you wouldn't even think of. You know, you think, okay, financial corporation, no big deal. They're making tons of money. They can do whatever they want. Well, it's their employees. It's the people that service their employees and support those employees.
Revenue for New York.
Yeah, people that sell cars, people that sell food in grocery stores. I mean, that all goes away unless the people stay. But then they may have a tough time finding a job, and then, you know, instead of buying steak, they're buying tube steak. You know, it's a sad deal.
Remember when AOC said she didn't want Amazon?
Yeah, that was what,
relocate?
25,000 jobs, I think.
Yeah,
Right? It was a huge amount of
she
people.
was criticized for that.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
silly.
obviously
silly
it didn't
numbers.
get it. You know, get her to lose her job. That's for sure. So.
Okay, well, that's it, folks. We appreciate you tuning in with us. If you like what you saw, click subscribe. Tell your family, tell your friends, and tell your enemies. Until the next time.
We'll see you next time. Take care. Have a good day.